And we're not entirely sure whether they share nursing responsibilities yet, the two mothers. So hard to tell exactly whose mother it is, but I believe the mother of the larger cub has got a few scars on her rump that help me to distinguish between the two. Just got a question through from Nancy in Nevada, and Nancy's interested to know how much longer it will be until these youngsters start heading off from the den site alone. And it's a good question, Nancy. They take considerably longer to move off from den sites than other predators that we find out here, and that could be attributed to a number of reasons, especially the manner in which they acquire a lot of their meat is from scavenging and therefore being in dangerous situations. They therefore can spend almost up to a year at the den before moving off. And obviously they'll move between dens, but they'll often be kind of den bound for up to a year of age, and also suckle for almost that period of time. So, unlike other predators like lions and leopards and wild dog, whose youngsters would start feeding on meat from around 3 months of age, these would be a lot less likely to be feeding on meat until much later on in their life, from around a year, when they would start to potentially move with the rest of the clan. They do suckle for a lot longer than other predators, and they also rely on milk for a lot longer and don't start eating meat nearly as young. I'm just going to reposition quickly while we have this opportunity. And some interesting behavior here. The adults urinating and the youngsters are sniffing around inquisitively. And this will be a form of scent marking. She could well have urinated further away from the den site. By her urinating right at the entrance, it will perform some communicatory functions and indicate to other hyena that come here that this is potentially, well, this is one of the owners of this den. So certainly an intentional maneuver on her behalf. Lois has just asked an interesting question. Morning, Lois. Lois noticed that when the two cubs were when two of the cubs were chasing one another, one of the cubs, I think it was the cub in front, had its tail between its legs, whereas the other cub had its tail up. And would that be an indication that it was submissive behavior? Yes, possibly it was submissive behavior from the one in front that was being chased. It is a very good observation, but I'm not entirely sure that that was necessarily the case. It could simply have been different running styles between the youngsters. But let's watch closely and see if the this is too cute. The cubs are really playful this morning, and that could be because it's nice and cool after the rain we got last night. Sadly, it wasn't much rain, but it was some much needed moisture nonetheless. And just back to Lois's question, so we can watch closely if the cubs do chase one another again. It was the cub in front that had its tail tucked between its legs, therefore it may have felt like it was under threat, more threat than the one that was obviously chasing it. And the one that was chasing it had its tail flying high. We certainly are getting spoiled with some great entertainment here and interactions with these youngsters. As you can see, the mother is less excited by all the play. And Nikki's just let me know that there's a few of you that are getting some great screenshots on Twitter, so well done to you. With the quality of the broadcast at the moment, I find a lot of your screenshots are far better than my photographs, which is great. It's keeping me on my toes. Update on the Nisekaya. It is active, 1 adult, 3 youngsters. Folks, we've got great news. Mark's found something really exciting and we're not going to waste any time and get straight across to him. So enjoy what he's got in store for you.